I just want to go over the pros and cons of what I think about this light. So yeah, first off, the pros: regulated driver, nice flat output, so it doesn't dim as the voltage decreases on the battery. Runtime 3.5 hours, which I thought was quite good. Build quality and design. This is I think it's a well designed light. Looks pretty cool. So yeah, enjoy having a nice warm white side light. The beam profile on this is pretty good. You have got a bit of artifacts on sort of in the near, just at your feet from all the different optics here. So you got spot optic, flood optic, and then 2 mid-range, I believe, there. So yeah, hidden charging port on this for the selector switch, which is I find quite nice to have all these switches. So tail switch, slider switch for your selecting your different outputs, side switch, and then you've got this rotary dial. So it is very nice to not have to do heaps of click combinations to get to all the different, spot and flood modes. The removable battery is a very good thing to have on it, and it's got this lock, so unlock it, and then you've got the 18650 battery. This will take an unprotected flat top, so ordinary 18650 batteries, but they do rattle around inside, but they do work. So yeah, onto the cons of this light. The lumens are not measured at ANSI, which is measured at 30 seconds after the light's turned on. They've measured it at turn on, and I'm seeing so many brands do the same thing. Because you've got like Imlant and Nightcore. Nightcore has their like EDC series that lasts 15 seconds, and we're now seeing it from Colaris. And just since all these other brands are doing it, like Acebeam, Imlant, trying to get the highest lumen rating for the advertising, you're seeing every other brand now doing the same thing, and it's very disappointing because it's the ANSI is an international standard, and it'd be so good if that was continued to be followed. Otherwise, you have to sort of have reviews to know how it performs, rather than just taking their specs on the box as truth, and now you just don't know what you're getting, which is unfortunate. The levels 5 and 6 they've got for the front light and the side light, even though the manual says that it's got smooth stepless ramping or brightness adjustment. It actually does not have that. It has 6 levels. And so levels 5 and 6, or 5 and turbo, they both only last 60 seconds. And so as soon as you activate that level or increase up to that level, there's a timer that activates. So over the course of 60 seconds, it reduces down to 484 lumens, or 132 meters. So 132 meters and 484 lumens is the highest output that you can get, beyond the 60 seconds. So I find that pretty poor, to be honest. So if you're looking for an EDC light that has sort of a visual, good lit up range of about 66 meters, that's half of the 132 meters. So I like to go divide the total range by 2 to get sort of a decent lighting. So if you're looking for a light that can sustain and give you about 66 meters of good lighting, good range for 3.5 hours, then you could consider this light. But I just find that it's disappointing that it's just such a short burst. It doesn't even get very warm at all. There's like no thermal regulation on this. It just is just operating on those timers to reduce down to that low output. So just keep that in mind. I haven't seen that mentioned on a lot of reviews out there. So it's just one. Like I knew that it was for the turbo, that it reduces down after 60 seconds, but nobody's talked about the level below that. So you're only getting the 4 levels, 1, 2, 3, and 4, up to 484 lumens of actually the brightness that you're going to get over the full course of the runtime. The other thing is the moonlight level. You can't. I wish you could slide the switch back and then have the light still remain on, and then increase the brightness from there. Otherwise, if you just turn the light on, it will come on your memorized level. So if that's right up on the highest level, one press on gets you straight onto turbo or whatever, and there's no possible way to increase gradually up from the lowest output. So they could make that change there. I don't particularly like RGB because I use red light a lot, and red is too dim to make too much use of it on the RGB LED. So I'd far rather them just get rid of one of the mid-range LEDs here and replace that with a red and get some decent lighting with it. But if you're just throwing it in as an extra, then why not? But it's just, I don't find it that useful beyond maybe the warning light. But other than that, it's not too useful. If I'm outside walking around, it might give me like a meter of range on that red, and that's just not enough. So you could get, someone on Reddit mentioned that you could get dust and grits into this rotary switch, which is very possible, and then you'd have to try and maybe you could try and wash it out, or you might have to dismantle it to try and clean that dial there. So it could be just something to keep in mind. The slider switch on here is way too loose. So I have spoken to Wuben, and they said that they're going to try and sort that out for the next batch. But in use, I've knocked it so many times, and it's turned off or changed modes, and it's very, very annoying. It's cool. It's a cool switch, but it's just way too loose. So if you're holding it in hand like this, that's how I would use the light. The rotary switch is too stiff. You cannot rotate it like hardly at all. It's just too stiff. So the only way to actually adjust the brightness or rotate it easily is if you're holding it from the side like this. So I find that a little bit annoying, because you know, that just feels a lot more natural to hold the light like that instead of like that. I do wish it had like maybe modes that you could increase just by holding down the switch. I really do miss just being able to hold down the switch and increase and decrease the brightness, and then maybe have this rotary wheel here or dial to adjust it, do little fine adjustments, or just increase, decrease as well, just to have that option, because I just find it so much faster and more comfortable just to hit this switch. The last thing on this is the tail magnet is way too weak. If the light is, if it's like that on the metal surface horizontally, it holds, but if you twist it, it just wants to rotate back around like this. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But overall it's a good light, but just keep in mind that it does only last 60 seconds beyond 484 lumens. So beyond the level 4 output or brightness level. So yeah, good light overall.